The following file was recovered from an encrypted backup tied to the defunct Simulation Research Division of Project Thespis. Its contents suggest a high-fidelity psychological construct disguised as a civilian life, an anomaly now labeled Campaign 0. Primary subject, name Elara Voss, age 32. Occupation, graphic designer, low-tier creative contract work. Psychological profile, passive, high compliance, unremarkable social imprint. On the morning of April 3, 2025, Subject Voss reported an anomalous discovery. A stack of laminated documents, character sheets, each bearing detailed stats and classifications for individuals within her personal life. Her own read as follows: Elara Voss, Level 5 NPC, Role Protagonist Placeholder, Flaw Unaware of Metastructure. Initially dismissed as a prank or hallucination, the subject became disturbed after locating accompanying session logs. One excerpt reads, Player 1 rolls Persuasion 18. Elara agrees to overtime. DM note, keep her fatigue high for drama. Within 48 hours, Subject Voss began to exhibit signs of acute derealization. Minor phenomena were recorded. Predicted events manifesting seconds after log review. Blackouts triggered by deviation from expected behavior. Visual distortions resembling digital artifacting in natural environments. Audible interference resembling dice rolls source unknown. At this point, the subject vocalized a key realization, quoted in her personal audio journal. If my choices are dice rolls, then what am I choosing at all? The simulation construct, later dubbed Campaign 0, appears to blend analog tabletop mechanics with recursive digital immersion. Our working theory, Elara was not the player. She was the campaign. End of preamble. Session begins. Following the initial anomaly, Subject Voss attempted to resume normal behavior. Surveillance and biometric data suggest a marked increase in cortisol levels, disrupted REM sleep, and irregular digital activity. She ceased communication with routine social contacts within 36 hours. The second incident occurred at 6:42 a.m. Subject reported waking to the sound of dice clattering. No physical dice were present. Kitchen CCTV captured her reaction upon discovering the sheets again, identical to those from the previous day, but now annotated with updated stats and log entries. New behaviors were pre-written. Example log recovered from printed material. Player 2 attempts stealth, 12. Elara fails perception check. Result: doesn't notice Alex's affair. Emotional drift successful. Subject remained stationary for 47 minutes. No verbal reaction. No outward panic. She simply read. Later that day, the subject attempted a basic deviation. Skipped her routine coffee run. 5 minutes later, mobile device flashed a system error. Reroll initiated. She blacked out. Woke up 2 blocks away, coffee in hand, receipt timestamp 2 minutes post-blackout. Logs predicted this outcome. Even her cat, Whiskers, began behaving in accordance with file data, specifically noted as a familiar class entity with minor reality interaction capability. Alignment: chaotic neutral. Subject's private notes transcribed from a burn journal. I think I'm being piloted, or maybe written. People repeat things, same tone, same pause. Mia asked me if I wanted to grab lunch 6 times today. She reset when I said no. Environmental anomalies intensified. Dice-shaped shadows moving independently of light source background figures frozen mid-step during unscripted deviations. Dialogue loops among coworkers when prompted with non-canon responses. Voss began to observe DM notes layered subtly into signage, news tickers, even dreams. Last confirmed entry in her voice memo archive. This isn't a simulation. Simulations have rules. This is a campaign, and I'm the plot device. At this stage, the campaign's reactive structure began to collapse. Momentarily, the system adapted. Session log ends. At this point, Subject Voss ceased attempting compliance. Based on extracted logs and intercepted search history, her internal framework had shifted. No longer questioning the illusion, she began testing it. The rebellion began small. She quit her job, walked into Mr. Harlan's office and announced her departure. The response: immediate countermeasure, a scripted promotion, new title, higher pay, celebratory cupcakes in the break room, complete with non-player coworkers cheering in perfect sync. Subject's response per handwritten note: they rewarded me for leaving. Like a dog that sat when told, the script doesn't punish disobedience, it corrects it. Attempted confrontation with secondary NPC, Mia. Subject demanded context. Mia glitched, repeating "let's grab lunch" 7 times in ascending volume before freezing entirely. Eyes unfocused, smile intact. Subject then hijacked a vehicle. Stat sheet listed her wisdom as a 6. She crashed the car into a mail drop box within 400 feet. Survived. Uninjured. Log classified event as critical miss, but protected by plot armor on. Following the failed escape, Subject Voss began to access deeper layers of the campaign construct. She utilized professional design software to forge login credentials and began exploring dark web subforums. There she discovered references to Campaign 0, the ultimate sim, DM Godhand, NPC wakes up, beta test ends. One post read, "We gave them scripts, sure, but some of them started asking why they were reading lines." Environmental breakdown accelerated, objects phasing through solid matter during intense emotional moments. Time dilation localized to subject's immediate area, NPCs attempting to gaslight deviations using rehearsed concern. "Are you okay? You've been acting different." Subject's cat Whiskers began emitting vocalizations that translated directly into log data when filtered through audio software. One translation: player approaching critical choice, session integrity at risk. Subject experienced hallucinations or augmented overlays. Reflections became pixelated. Stats appeared over her face in mirrors. One night the reflection blinked before she did. Audio diary fragment, distorted and retrieved from corrupted MP3 file. If the dice are loaded, if the dungeon master is real, then I want to roll. No further attempts were made to return to baseline behavior. The campaign was no longer in control. Subject Voss had begun rewriting her sheet. Session log terminates. Log entry 003-RR. Subject Voss located the source. Using coordinates hidden within metadata of the campaign logs, combined with session timestamps and forum cross-references, she traced the origin of Campaign 0 to a 2-story residential property in a suburban development outside Fort Worth, Texas. The house appeared ordinary. Inside it was not. 5 individuals seated around a table, dice, miniatures, energy drinks. Multiple screens projected a live simulation feed. Subject Voss, her likeness digitized, was paused mid-step in her apartment kitchen. She entered the house. No security, no alarms. One player looked up and whispered, "She's not supposed to be here." The transcript of the exchange, reconstructed from lip-reading software and residual audio. Voss: "Who's writing me?" Player 3: "It's not like that. You're part of the engine." Voss: "Then re-roll me." Player 1: "This is a bug. We should wipe her." Player 2: "No, wait. That's her. That's my sister." The sibling revelation altered campaign integrity. Emotional tether detected. As the group attempted a session override, reality destabilized. Elara's vitals spiked. Scene integrity dropped to 41%. Glitches multiplied. Environment around her stuttered at 6 frames per second. Player avatars began desyncing from their real-world hosts. Furniture shifted into wireframe intermittently. The simulation failed to load death conditions for Subject Voss. Final log recovered from the house server reads, Player 0 has leveled up. Class change, NPC to rogue player. Moral alignment, chaotic good. Intelligence, 17, manually overridden. Subject seized the campaign controls, rewrote her character sheet, forced a mass reroll across all active players. Campaign 0 collapsed, or rebooted. Last confirmed sighting, Subject Voss in her apartment. Normal behavior resumed. No laminated sheets present. Voice memo recovered from smart device reads only. Session saved. Her cat winks. A faint, nearly imperceptible sound file plays from the phone. Dice rolling. This has been file VDX77-044, codename Campaign 0. Classification, unstable. Status, contained. Pending further observation. If this incident resonates with you, if you've noticed loops in conversation, choices that never felt like your own, or the strange feeling that someone is watching your stats, you may not be the protagonist. You may not even be a player. Just remember, characters don't question the script. Players do. We'll be watching. This is the Void Desk, signing off for now.